Guru. Doug, how are you today?
Yeah, good buddy.
All right, thank you for coming in today. The purpose of today's meeting is to present our transition to retirement strategy to you today. So before we get started, in a previous meeting, you mentioned that you have a complaint.
Yeah, I do. With how long everything's taking and the lack of updates, how can I be assured everything is moving forward?
Uh, Yep. So I do appreciate, Doug, that you have brought up your concerns and grievances with me today, and I am also sure that you can appreciate that there is so many different moving parts in the strategy. I'll go through each of those parts with you throughout our meeting and address that. But unfortunately, we are required to bring in other parties to complete some of those tasks which need to get done. And when we are dealing with other parties, unfortunately, I can't control how long it takes for them to get back. I can do my best. I can keep in contact and try and push it as far as I can, but it is out of my control. But if you know, again, I do appreciate you bringing your concerns up with me, and I do encourage you to keep communicating them to me. And if you have any further questions, concerns, grievances, I'll do my best that I can to appease any concerns you've got and do that in a timely manner. That's the best I can do in that situation. So, have I addressed that complaint in a way that makes sense? And are we happy to move forward?
Yeah, yep, no, that's good. Yep, thank you.
Okay, good. So, Doug, I just want to confirm with you what you'd like to see out of today's meeting and what outcomes you'd like to see. So, these are a few things that I've had written down that you want to achieve. So, you want to maximise the accumulation of your superannuation benefits before retiring in roughly about 5 years at 61. Is that correct?
Yep.
Um, in retirement, how much do you feel like you'd need?
Uh, like 45,000 per annum?
Yeah, yeah, and that's just to meet your living costs. So there's no other identifiable one-off expenses as well that we've got to take into account, is there?
No.
Okay. Also, you've said your employer's happy to pay your super guarantee on your pre-salary, so they'll pay that on the 150,000.
Yep.
Unfortunately, you don't have any annual leave or sick leave owing if something was to happen, but you do have some income protection in place. Have you spoken to your employer at all about the salary sacrifice side of things?
Yeah, they've agreed to allow me to salary sacrifice as much as I want.
Okay, that's perfect. Yep. Um, Also, a couple of other things we've had to consider is that you suffered about a depression about 3 years ago, so that may affect any insurances if we change them around. So we've recommended to try and retain cover of what you have, so we don't end up in a worse place. You've also said you want to maintain about $5,000 for emergencies.
Yep.
Um, you were also previously married.
Yep, and I don't want the ex to receive anything.
Okay. And you've got an adult son, Tom. Um,
Yep.
that, yep, and he's the beneficiary you want to of your estate.
Yeah, good kid, Tom.
Okay, yep, perfect. So um, they're the goals that we have addressed in our strategy, and we'll run through with you that in a moment.
Sorry, can I just stop you there? I need to go to the toilet.
Yep, that's fine. No worries. We can run through it when you get back, and if there's any questions you may have so far, just let me know.
Yep, no worries.
Okay, welcome back, Doug.
Yep.
Did you have any questions so far? Have I explained everything in a way that has made sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically what we're looking at is your current situation. So you've got a principal residence or a home of $500,000. Your contents valued at 100,000. You've got a motor vehicle, $30,000 value. You have 10 grand in an offset account,
Mhm.
$15,000 in a term deposit which matures um, next month at a rate of 6%. So that brings your total assets at 1.155 mil. So there's a good asset base there. Oh, sorry, did I, sorry, the superannuation of 500,000. That's what brings us up to 1,155,000. So the liabilities that we have to take into account is that you've got 50,000 owing on your home loan, which you'd like to pay it off before you retire.
Yep.
And with that, you have $10,000 as a credit card limit as well too. Um, Other things that we needed to consider was that you were previously married. Your ex-wife, as you said before, you don't want her to receive anything in your estate. You'd like everything left to your adult son, Tom, to make up from a relatively strained relationship in the past. There's no binding death nomination as well too, which we need to address. The life insurance, you have 250,000 in a super owned policy. There's no dependent children, and there's no will or power of attorney in place. Is that covered off? Yep, you'd
Yeah.
agree with all that?
Yeah, that's right.
All right, so in a snapshot, what you'd like to do, you'd like to, from the information you provided, you'd like to retire in 5 years, age 61.
Yep.
You want to retire an after-tax income of $45,000 a year. You want to ensure your estate goes to Tom and your ex-wife doesn't get a slice of it.
Oh, spot on, mate.
You wish to pay your home loan off for $50,000 prior to retirement.
Yeah.
You want to protect yourself and your family in case you should die, become sick or injured, and you want to maintain a $5,000 cash reserve. So, what's in my um, advice is that what we're looking at is I recommend that you consolidate your multiple super funds, so your Sun Super into your Zurich, um, to eliminate any other additional fees you may be paying, as well to your Zurich holds current insurance cover as well too, and we can rebalance that investment strategy as well too, but I'll go into that in more detail. I recommend you commence also a debt reduction strategy to pay off the remaining home loan balance for when you retire within the 5 years, and I recommend that you adopt the transition retirement strategy, which I've detailed a bit more on page 12 of our statement of advice. We're also going to look at entering into a salary sacrifice arrangement with your employer, and we're also going to recommend towards a will and a power of attorney so your estate can be distributed to your wishes.
Yep.
So everything so far sounds good?
Yeah, spot on.
Yeah, so reasons why I deem my advice to be appropriate. Firstly, consolidating your superannuation accounts, that will reduce any unnecessary annual fees. By keeping your Zurich superannuation policy, that allows us to retain current insurance policies you have in place should you need to claim. As previously disclosed, you've claimed on income protection before, and that's going to affect any chances that you have in applying for any other cover. And if you do get cover, there may be exclusions and loadings. So our best chance is to leave it within inside that Zurich fund.
Okay.
Next thing we look at is your Zurich fund is currently invested in cash and only returning 3%. Your risk profile is actually a balanced investor. So what we would like to do is we'd like to alter your asset allocation to meet your needs of a risk profile for a balanced investor. This will give you a greater chance of obtaining your desired rate of return, which you stated at 5%. So that's what you wanted to achieve. And using the Commonwealth Government's transition retirement strategy, the aim of these rules is to enable individuals who have released preservation age to enable individuals who have reached preservation age but still working to reduce their work hours. And they're able to actually top up any benefits on top of that using their existing situation. So you can start drawing down to meet your needs and pay off that home. So the idea is that this will promote older Australians to remain in the workforce for a greater period of time, um, which will be sort of 5 years as you are sort of winding down. There are a few risks. So the main risk is that the value of the shares may not go up as quickly as planned. So we're not achieving the rate of return. That is a possibility. And there also is a possibility that you do lose a little bit of capital. But that is something that we'll monitor moving forward. Um, what's not covered in the advice and our statement of advice is anything regarding your loan structure. We'd recommend that you consult your mortgage broker or bank to make sure that to double check that you are getting a competitive rate on your $50,000 home loan, or whether it is worth refinancing that. Self-managed super funds we're not looking at today either, nor are we looking at any direct shares managed funds, gearing or margin lending today. So that's how everything is sitting. So have I explained everything? Yep.
Making sense.
Yep.
Yeah,
Very
definitely.
good. So with your risk profile, that fun questionnaire that we completed at the start, um, that identified that you are indeed a balanced investor. So you're looking at about 60% growth and 40% from defensive asset type things. So basically what a balanced portfolio looks to do, it um, looks towards you know, achieving the investor a balanced goal. So you require your investment strategy basically will cope with the effects of tax and inflation. So I'd recommend your asset allocation as per your risk tolerance level, which basically means you'll accept calculated risks. So again, we've got that good mix of growth assets and we've also got the defensive, and I'm confident that we can, based off the figures and the data that's been provided, we can achieve your 5% return by consolidating those funds and also looking at that investment strategy as well too. Have you got any other questions in regards to your risk profile or what it means?
Oh, no, nothing in regards to the risk profile. You explained that perfectly.
Yep, okay, very good. So let me tell you how we get paid. So in regards to our fees and commissions, we charge a fee for service, which is a flat dollar fee of an upfront fee, and we also have an ongoing advice fee as well too. So our upfront fee is $2,000 to implement the advice and get everything ticking along, and our ongoing is $2,500 is $1,500 per year. There will be other fees applicable in regards to the estate planning and preparation of documents from the solicitor, taking into account external from our fees. Have you got any other questions from our fees and commissions that we'll receive? It's all detailed in our statement of advice document as well too. So if you are happy with my recommendations, I can start documenting the process, and I can start getting the ball rolling on everything. So basically the process moving forward would be, if you're happy with everything you see in the statement of advice document, Keep in mind the projections are based off historical data and the numbers there. We can't guarantee that. So if you'd like to sign the statement of advice, from there, once that's signed and you've paid our implementation fee, we'll organise a consolidation of your superannuation accounts into the Zurich account. We'll rebalance your superannuation investment strategy and make a binding death nomination as well too, because your superannuation proceed assets don't actually fall under will. So we'll also refer you to a solicitor who specialises in estate planning to complete any will power of attorney requirements. We'll prepare the documentation to help with the handover and facilitate that process. Um, the next thing we'll look at doing is setting up and commencing the salary sacrifice program and taking advantage of that to grow your super so you can have that desired balance of $45,000 a year net. So another thing that we'll look at doing is implementing a budget plan and tracking how you're going. So to ensure that you're paying off your loan within the 5 years and you're maintaining those cash reserves, which is quite important. And upon once that's all been implemented and put in place, you'll receive a confirmation letter and a detailed summary of the position and what we've actually done. And from there, from an ongoing service point of view, we'll monitor and review the advice on a half-yearly basis.
So, what's the exact time frame?
Of getting everything done? Yep, so this is dependent on a few different factors. So, the date you sign the statement of advice, the authority to proceed, which gives us the authority to start acting on your behalf to implement the advice. The time between signing the authority to proceed and our first implementation meeting. Also, the preparing the documentation and meeting with the estate planning specialist. So trying to work in with their timeframes as well too. They'll prepare some draft documents with the time that it takes to run through them and finalise their documents are a few things that you know I can email you. I can actually email you a list of tasks that need to be completed as a checklist. We can go through, tick them off as well too. But however, I do envisage to give you a rough guide around about 3 to 6 weeks.
Okay, sure. Yep.
All right, so I'll send through that document, and then you can you can then track it as well too at the conclusion of our meeting.
Awesome.
So um, so as I said before, the first thing is in order to proceed with the recommendations, get the ball rolling. I'll need you to sign the authority to proceed and pay that implementation fee so we can get started on that process. So I'll leave that in your capable hands, or if you'd like to sign that now, we can get the ball rolling and work inside those timeframes. So if if you don't have any more questions, Doug, um, do you have any more questions
No,
at all, Doug?
no, I don't. It's all made sense. It's been very clear.
Okay, well, other from that, I'd like to thank you for your time. Hopefully, again, if you walk out of here, I've said a lot, so hopefully you can retain most of that information. If you do sort of wake up at midnight and think of something, don't give me a call, just send me an email and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But I will, once we get rolling, I'll give you updates, keep you informed with the implementation process. There may be, from time to time, further information required from product providers, so we might have to go backwards and forwards, but that's a good thing. It means we're ticking all the boxes and we're not leaving any stone unturned. So, other from that, thanks again for your time, Doug, and I'll be in touch shortly.
Cheers.
Thanks.